Yes, once again, welcome to the last Cowboys hot news. Today we are talking about huge rumor that is shaking the NFL. A rumor that could change the future of the Dallas Cowboys. A rumor reported by NFL insider Mike Florio from the Pro Football Talk. According to the Florio, the Dallas Cowboys are in play to steal Brian Flores, the current defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings. This is not just any coach. This is one of the best defensive minds in NFL. And if this happens, it could be one of the biggest coach move Dallas has made in years. So today, we will break down everything. Who is Brian Flores? Why would the Cowboys want him? Why might the Vikings fight to keep him? What happens to the Matt Eberflus? And most importantly, can Jerry Jones actually pull this off? Let's begin. Brian Flores is not a new name in football. He has been coaching in NFL for many years. He started his career with New England Patriots. There, he learned under Bill Belichick. He helped to design defenses that won Super Bowls. Flores later became the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. In Miami, he took over a struggling team. He changed the culture. He made them tough. He made them competitive. Even when Dolphins did not have a right talent, they played hard. They played disciplined football. After leaving Miami, Flores became the defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings. Since then, the Vikings defense has improved greatly. They played fast, they play aggressive, they confuse quarterbacks, they force turnovers. This is why Flores is so respected across the league. Mike Florio reported something very important. He said the Cowboys are rocking. The words matters. It means Dallas is not taking publicly, but behind the scenes, they are watching and they are planning. Florio also suggests that Dallas is destined to fire Matt Eberflus. This comes after what many describe as disastrous reunion year. The Cowboys' defense struggled. There was confusion. There was breakdowns. And it did not help that Jerry Jones traded away the defensive best player just 10 days before week 1. That decision shocked many fans. Now, weak insiders believe Dallas will go after Brian Flores' hold. And if Jerry Jones truly wants a Super Bowl, he may need to open his warrant. The Cowboys' defense has talent like Trayvon Diggs, young athletic players everywhere, but talent alone is not enough. You need scheme, you need discipline, you need identity. Brian Flores brings all of that. His defense are aggressive, they breathe creativity, and they disguise coverages. They force quarterbacks to make mistakes. This is something the Cowboys have lacked in big games, especially in the playoff contention. Flores could be missing piece. What does this mean for Eberflus? Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. Matt Eberflus returned to the Dallas with expectations. These expectations were not met. The defense looked unprepared at the times. Adjustments were slow. Communication broke down. In NFL, results matter. And then when results are poor, changes happens. If Flores become available, Eberflus' time in Dallas may be over. That is the reality of the professional football. Minnesota does not want to lose Brian Flores. They know his value. Their defense is improved under him. Players respect him. Management respect him. The Vikings may offer more money. They may offer more control. And of course, they may promise long-term stability. This could turn into bidding war. Dallas versus Minnesota. And possibly other teams too. Jerry Jones often talks about winning another Super Bowl, but talks is not enough. A right coach costs money. Brian Flores will not be cheap. If Jerry Jones truly believes in this move, he must prove it. This is a moment of the truth. Does Dallas want to be good, or does Dallas want to be champion? Can Cowboys actually pull this off? Can Dallas steal Brian Flores? The answer is yes in short word, but it will not be easy. They must act fast, they must offer real money, they must give Flores freedom, and they must show commitment to defense. If they do, this could be franchise-changing time. The rumors is real. The interest is real. The Cowboys fans should pay close attention. Brian Flores in Dallas would change everything. The defense, the culture, the future. Now question remains, will they get their information? National media outlets are pushing one story. Local Dallas reporters are telling a very different story. And in the middle of that, we have the players themselves speaking openly about the future. In this episode, we are going to slow everything down. We are going to separate facts from the rumors. We are going to explain the contract situation, the locker room impact, and what makes sense for the Cowboys both short term and long term. This is not a hot take episode. This is a full breakdown for the Dallas Cowboys news. George Pickens has become one of the most talked about players connected to the Dallas Cowboys. The season is simple. He is talented, young, productive, and still entering his prime years as wide receiver. When the players like that become eligible for the contract discussions, the entire league pays attention. Wide receivers are among of the most expensive positions in the National Football League. Teams are always looking for the elite talent, and Pickens clearly fits that description. National media outlets love stories like this. They talk about destination, they talk about trade possibility, they talk about fresh starts. This creates headlines and clicks and debates. But here is a key point many fans miss. And national media does not always understand the international culture of the team. They look at the numbers, they look at the contract, they look at the cap space. They do not live inside of the locker room. This is where local media become important. There is clear gap between what national media says about George Pickens and what local Dallas media is reporting. National media keeps pushing the idea that George Pickens is preparing to leave. They flame him as the future free agent who will test the market. They connect him to other teams that needs wide receiver. Local Dallas reporters are not buying that story. Local media members who talk directly to the team sources consistently says the Cowboys do not expect the Pickens to leave. They see him as a part of the long-term plan. They understand how much the coaching staff values him, not just on the field but in the local room. This is difference matters. When local media aligns with the player comments, that usually tells you more than any national headlines. One of the most important parts of this story is George Pickens himself.